Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, Polo has never been cooler in DFW, and that's in large part thanks to my next guest. Dena Miller is back in the studio. She's with the Prestonwood Polo and Country Club. Her incredible journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I live in West Plano, and there are statues of polo events, and I'm told that just decades ago, maybe 40 years ago, polo was a big thing in Plano. But then it kind of disbanded and kind of went low until 2008, and that's when Dena Miller and her husband came on the scene. Prestonwood Polo and Country Club. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me back. It's always a pleasure to sit with you.
All right, and I remember our interview a year ago. I keep thinking to myself, when you first came up with this idea, because Oak Point, Texas is kind of in the middle of nowhere, at least it was when you first started this, did people think you were crazy?
Pretty much, and it's our family's passion and money pit, so that's the part that people think we're crazy about. But it's kept our sons out of trouble. They've loved it. They've always wanted to be in the barn instead of at the party. And there's no place that a kid's more safe than in the barn.
Sure, but I would say crazy like a fox, because you ended up getting 97 acres and now it's pretty much developed.
Yes, we just sold the last lot a few months ago. So we are sold out. Sorry if you missed it. There's only so much real estate, and the rest of it is all saved for polo, 3 prestigious polo fields.
We're going to go ahead and pull up a video. You guys shot this a few years ago, but it's just majestic. I mean, the attention to detail. Tell us about all that went into it.
Our life's blood has gone into this, but as I'm watching the video, I'm thinking of all the changes. For instance, that scoreboard, which I love, that's the old-fashioned traditional scoreboard. Mm-hmm. We are a family-owned and operated business, so my sons, who are now 23 and 25, playing polo professionally in Florida this season, they worked the scoreboard, and those numbers were bigger than they were.
Wow.
And on a windy day when they were hanging the numbers, sometimes they would blow away and they're chasing the numbers. Well, now we have a digital scoreboard.
Love it.
So the announcer's up there in the tower running everything by digit, so we don't have to wrangle any polo kids to go work the scoreboard.
And you're coming into your busy season. Spring is
We are.
Yes, so we're going to pull up your website, and one of the things I love about your website is there's a nice slide.
That's my kids.
There we go. We were just talking
Little
about that.
Little Gigi's, 21 now.
Wow. Did it seem to go by quickly? I mean, 2008 was 16 years ago. This thing happened quickly, didn't it?
Some days it feels like that, and some days it feels like it's been a lifetime. So it just depends.
So, and one of the things that you're very proud of is the compliments that you're getting from people all over the country. And you have something on your phone. You just got this.
I do.
Read this for us.
While we are Saturdays during the season, we have one day of the week, Saturday, that anybody can come and buy tickets and enjoy it. But we have memberships, social memberships, like a country club, the yacht club that I'm a member of, all those things. And so one of our members' family that is a consistent member in the community sent me this, and I really want to share this with people.
Sure.
Julie Vordenbaum, thank you so much. We love being a part of the Polo Club because it brings us together as a family. We enjoy nature, learning about the horses, and learning a new sport. Horses are amazing creatures, and it's fascinating the impact they can have on you. Oh, and it's so much fun to dress up or just go as we are and tailgate. It's not pretentious at all. You and your family make it a very welcoming environment.
Wow. Did that bring tears to your eyes?
It brought a big smile to my face, and I also just enjoy going out there and looking and seeing ladies over here that bought a box with the hats and they're having their box catered.
Yes.
And then looking down here and seeing tailgates with tents and kids throwing a football and leash dogs are welcome.
Wow.
Dogs sitting in. And I just look and think this wonderful thing that my husband created out of the passion that we have for this beautiful sport.
And you're bringing families together because
Yes.
there are some outings in DFW that don't bring the family together necessarily the way yours do. What is it, the majesty, if you will, about this? What they call it, the sport of kings?
They call it the sport of kings. They call it a rich man's sport. I mean, it's called lots of things. But for polo playing members, because we have the social membership, but then we have the player membership too, we actually bring that price that you just can't get anywhere else if you want to just come try it out,
Sure.
if you want to do it as a hobby, or you want to put your kids, like we have a middle school program, a high school program, and college. And if you want to put your kids in it, the USPA does offer polo scholarships. One of my sons got 2
Yes.
academic scholarships also through polo. So there's just so many different ways and levels,
Yes.
and we keep the price affordable.
Well, even with your kids, I'm imagining it teaches great discipline, taking care of the horses. Talk about some of the benefits of getting involved in polo.
Well, being part of it's called the II program, USPA Interscholastic Intercollegiate. My boys have been involved with that since middle school. And part of it is not just the play, but horsemanship and sportsmanship. And the way it works is that you cannot hire a groom to come and take care of your horses.
Sure.
The teams have to work for each other. So if, for instance, University of North Texas is playing against UVA and the A&M team and the
Sure.
UConn team are on an off day, A&M and UConn are working the strings for the teams that are up.
Wow.
So you have to be able to do all those things, and all those things matter. You get accolades, not just for the team that won, but you get a sportsmanship, you get horsemanship, you get best playing pony, best playing string. Prestonwood has so many of those awards. I'm also very proud of our ponies. All of the college teams that play in these tournaments that we mount have, they rate the horses.
Wow.
It's the riders that are rating the horses, and I gotta brag on our ponies too.
Okay, so since you mentioned college, you brought some merchandise. Go ahead and hold up the T-shirt because I love this. You have to be so proud.
University of North Texas put North Texas college polo on the map. We won 23 and 24.
Unbelievable.
National championship back-to-back. My 2 sons were on the 23 team. 1 son was on the 24 team. They've both graduated off. My younger son, Vance, joined the coaching staff. My husband's the coach. And we didn't win this year. But a Texas team won. I am still proud to say Texas A&M took both the men's and the women's national championship this year. But we're coming back for it next year.
And I got some video off your Facebook page. Let's go ahead and put this on the screen because I believe this is when they clinched their second back-to-back win. Is
Yeah,
that right?
so University of North Texas has been so supportive, and we believe that this was a first ever done. In 23 and 24, the president of UNT invited our polo team to bring horses and do a victory lap during the football game at
That
halftime.
is so cool.
And as a mom, I had just the goosebumps because
Of course.
Vance was a football player and he chose polo over football. So he was on the football field, and I was so excited.
Well, and it's a difficult sport to master. I was never much of an athlete, but you think about football, baseball, hockey, they all have a place. But this is not just being an athlete, but you have to coordinate with the horse. Talk about the.
Well, this is the difference, and there's no other sport like this to where you have 2 athletes and they're partners.
Yeah.
The horse is an athlete.
Right.
These horses know how to play. They go through a whole training. If you ever go to a polo match and you see a horse that's got a mane, so you'll notice polo ponies' manes are shaved. That's so when you're playing, the mallet doesn't get tangled up. And everything is for safety in this sport. But if you see a little bit of a mane, not a long mane, but a little of a mane, that's a warning to the other players that this horse is what they call a green horse, still in training.
Yes.
Has had enough training that he or she can be on the field, but not fully made yet, so just be wary.
Yes.
And the ponies are the best equine athlete.
Wow.
They do everything a cutting horse does, a racehorse does.
Wow.
The Kentucky Derby, that's our opening event. The race is 3 minutes. Well, the polo ponies will go for 7.5.
Wow.
Full on, strong.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, we only have a couple minutes left, so let's plug some of the spring events that are coming up. What are some events you want to
Well,
highlight?
like I said, we always kick off with Kentucky Derby Day. The Little Elm Education Foundation does their big fundraiser. You buy the tickets through them for their side, and they have a silent auction going on. We watch the Kentucky Derby simulcast, do contests for best hat and whatnot. Loads of fun. That one sells out, so get your tickets now. Some new things. We have a fashion show event on May 17th for our 24th annual Polo on the Lawn event, something new.
Nice.
Production crew is Briley Flaska and Heather Lundy are bringing us some designers from Dallas Market. And one of our all-time favorites, Love Shack Fancy, is going to be showing us some of their
Love that. It's a beautiful
fresh
store.
looks.
Yes.
We have a Polo for the Planet event presented by OxyPro this year. Come on out and learn about what they can do for you. And then we have vendors, and we have vendor opportunities as well still for anything that's natural, organic, healthy for the planet and the people.
Beautiful.
A new one, the Brothers Cup.
Oh, tell me about that.
There's a Brothers Day, a National Brothers Day. So we kind of, when we find these things, go, hey, this is cool. My sons are brothers. They played polo together. We're all about brother love. So we're having the Brothers Cup. Bring your brother, or your brother from another mother, and come out and watch the ponies run.
Dena, I love this. You're such a great advocate for this sport, and thank you for everything you're doing to make polo popular in DFW.
Well, thank you.
You bet. All right, so we've got her website. We're going to put that on the screen, which is PrestonwoodPolo.com. The great Dena Miller. Thanks for coming back on the show.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.